Hello, everybody, and welcome to the results and reactions to Elimination Chamber 2024. This show, in a quick summary before I go into some further detail, was a pretty good show. It would have been a great show had I had no context going in. If I had my mind wiped of every story going into this match, and I just walked in like, oh, wrestling, yeah, I've heard of that before. What's the story? And nobody answered me, I would have had a great time. I would have loved this show. As is, I liked this show. The reason that I didn't think it was amazing is that the show was very, very predictable. The least predictable thing about the show was the order of elimination in the elimination chambers, which I will get to in a minute. However, there was a kickoff show match. I didn't predict this match because it came out that it was going to happen after I made my predictions video, and I didn't have enough time to post it because it wouldn't get views before the chamber. So I decided, whatever. And so the Kabuki Warriors defended their women's tag titles against Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. This was really a nothing match just to get Indy on the card. And for what it was serviceable. It felt like a second hour of Raw match. It didn't feel like a PLE quality match. And technically it wasn't. It was on the kickoff show. But I get it. You want your Australian-born individual on the show. I appreciate that. Give them their moment. Unfortunately, Bronson Reed could not be there. His wife had an early birth, so he had to stay back and help her out. But if he was there, it would have been even better. However, as is, getting Indy on the show, getting Candice on the show as well, was very nice. Yeah, they lost, but they did the thing at the end of a babyface match near their home country where they stand in the ring and they're like, yeah, and the crowd cheers and they leave. So, for what it was, a very serviceable match. I give this about 5 or 6 out of 10. Kicking off the main card was the Women's Elimination Chamber match featuring Naomi, Becky Lynch, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Bianca Belair, and Tiffany Stratton. So this match was, how do I phrase this? The match of the night? This match is weird in reference to the rest of the show, where if you think about certain assets of each match, they are all match of the night. I don't know how to describe it, but for pure pro wrestling, this is the best match. For pure wrestling, it's the tag title match. For pure story, it is the men's chamber. And for pure, real life appreciation, it's the main event. So every match can be argued as match of the night. However, this match is probably my favorite match. My ordering of the eliminations was off. I decided I'm going to change my mind. I'm not going to rank myself based on the order of elimination. However, that I can remember, the order was as follows. Naomi was eliminated first for some reason. I booked her to the final 2, but she got rolled up by Liv, maybe? And it was kind of... No, Tiffany. Tiffany eliminated her. And why is my question. You have this just coming back Naomi. Oh my gosh, we haven't seen her in years. Let's see what she'll do in the Oh, she's out. It's been like 10 minutes. She didn't really do anything. She rubbed her butt in Becky Lynch's face and then hit the chamber a couple times, and that's about all she did. So that's unfortunate. She probably shouldn't have been eliminated there. Next up was Tiffany Stratton, I think. Yeah. But I did predict correctly that she was the high spot for this match. I didn't predict what it was, but I did predict that she was the high spot. So the high spot for this match, I'll throw a picture up, is she climbed to the top of the pod and did, I think, a swanton onto a big crowd of people. It was pretty well done. I liked it. Everybody sold it really well. And the picture that they got was quite good. I'll full screen it here for a second so you can't see my face. I'm going to make a weird face now. But nonetheless, this match, again, let's boil down the eliminations because nothing really happens till the end. Raquel gets eliminated next. Everybody has to team up to eliminate her. Then it's the final 3, and then the final 3 lasts a solid 2 minutes. So they fight for a minute, get your dukes up. Then there's a 15-second sequence where Liv rolls up Bianca. Bianca is eliminated. Liv's like, let's go. Down to me and Becky. Turns around, gets hit with a manhandle slam, and is eliminated. Becky Lynch wins the Elimination Chamber. She's going to head on to face the Women's World Champion at WrestleMania. I won't tell you who that is yet. but you can probably guess because you've probably already seen the dirt sheets and already seen who's won, and you can probably predict pretty well who won. I did predict this match correctly. I did say that Becky Lynch was going to win, and this match would probably get an 8.5 out of 10 for me. The crowd were really into Tiffany Stratton. They really cheered her, which is a little strange, but okay, crowd. They were annoyed when Naomi got eliminated. They were like okay with Becky, and everybody else I don't remember. But like I love this match, but I also hate this match because of, and this is true for both of the chamber matches, where the first half is just okay, sure, fine, all right, cool, no, whatever. And then the rest of it is like, oh my gosh, what a spot! Oh man, that's a great chamber match right there. The men's is a lot slower, but we'll get to that later. And the beginning of this match is just not good. Like, Naomi's elimination is bad. Raquel's is bland. Tiffany's is, I think she gets eliminated with like a drop kick, which is certainly a way to book talent. But I digress. This was a pretty good match. Next up was the Death Slot match, the undisputed tag title matchup between the Judgment Day defending against New Catch Republic, or Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. This match I couldn't get invested in when I saw it because I was like, "Oh, cool! There's a new team challenging for the titles. That's cool." I know they're not winning. Like every time they got a big advantage, I was like, "Cool, they're not winning." And every time they would get that 1, 2, when it hit 2, I was like, what do I want to bet on? Do I bet on Damian pulls out somebody? Do I bet on a breakup? What's going to happen? And every time it was one of those two things. Dominic messed around a little in the match. He punched, I think, Tyler in the face. Then he got ejected, and he was like, why would you do that? The crowd booed him a lot. This match was probably a 7 out of 10, maybe 6.5, because while the pure wrestling in it was amazing, this as a like wrestling match, not pro wrestling match, was a top tier. Think of the guys who were in this match: Balor, Bate, Dunn, Priest as well. This was a really good physical match. There wasn't a lot of story, and it was really predictable, which is the biggest problem with this entire show, as I said at the beginning. This whole show, I'm like, I know they're not winning this match. Like in the men's chamber, when I was going in, there were 2 people who could win the match. 2. 2 people. It was Randy and it was Drew. Nobody else had a reason to win. None of them. So when one of them had a big advantage, I was like, oh, cool. Maybe they'll get an elimination. Not winning, though. It's a big problem with this show. But back to the tag title match. The Judgment Day retain their titles. There's a spot where they hit what seems to be their new finisher. It's just a generic double power bomb. Well, actually, it's technically a double Tyler Driver 97, which is a slightly different move, but it's basically a double power bomb. They hit that move. Finn came in, pulled out Tyler, who was doing the cover. Tyler hit him on ringside. They both came back in. By the time Damian was up, he got them both by the throat, got them up on the top rope, double choke slam, got the pin and the win. Judgment Day retained the titles, furthering the story of Awesome Truth winning the titles at Mania. When you have teams like DIY and the Creeds and the Street Profits on your roster, that's who you go with? Okay, Triple H, this better be good. My prediction in the predictions video was also good. Go check that out if you haven't seen it. Then there was the Grayson Waller effect segment. This didn't go as I expected it to. I expected it to be Waller kind of like, hey, you guys probably don't like each other that much, do you? But instead it was, you guys suck. The Rock's cool. Cody Rhodes challenged The Rock to a match, and there's only one show before WrestleMania. Well, there's 0 before WrestleMania, and that one is WrestleMania. So, Cody Rock night 1, Cody Roman night 2. But that's not a TV match. Like, Cody Rhodes versus The Rock is not on TV. Shocker. But will The Rock answer that challenge? Maybe. But I don't like that because if Cody wins on night 1, he can't win at night 2. It's 50-50 booking, guys. But then if Cody wins at night 1, he loses all of his momentum into night 2. And if he even wins at night 2, it's just, but okay, cool. Woohoo. So I don't really like how they set that up. However, there was some story in this segment, goodness gracious. But so Austin Theory was also present. He didn't get a chair, so he had to stand around the whole time. But he said something that Seth didn't like. So Seth beat him up. Cody hit a Cody cutter on Austin Theory. Theory was set up for a stomp, and Waller could have gone in, hey, whoa, help my friend. And he looked at Waller, he looked at Seth, and he just said, and they beat up Austin Theory. So is this setting up for Face Theory? Waller Theory WrestleMania match? Where is this going? We will see, presumably on Raw. Is it not really going anywhere and Waller just didn't want to get beat up? Probably, but we'll see. Penultimately, we have the men's Elimination Chamber match. This features Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, Bobby Lashley, L.A. Knight, Kevin Owens, and the U.S. champion Logan Paul. Again, the last 4 people I just said had no chance. Like Logan, Kevin, L.A., Lashley. No chance going into this match. There were some cool spots throughout. Lashes speared Logan through the pod. Logan got brass knucks, then Randy RKO'd him. Logan hit a splash off the pod a couple times. There were a lot of claymores in this match and a lot of attempted RKOs. Yeah, that's about it. I don't think there was a single stunner in this whole match. I did notice that. There's not one stunner. I think there was one BFT, at least in a BFT attempt. But again, it came down to Drew. It came down to Randy, as I predicted. And Drew won. Woohoo! Now, it wasn't a clean win. It was not, just a future shot Claymore 1, 2, 3. It was, I'm beat up. I can't do anything because Randy I think, RKO'd him. And Randy has been really selling his back through this entire match. Like, it looks like he is legitimately in so much pain. He probably is, at least in a little bit. And so Logan, being Logan, comes in. He puts the brass knuckles back on since Randy RKO'd and eliminated him and just pops him right in the head. Knocks out Randy Orton. Drew goes for the cover that happens occasionally in matches where they're like, oh, my opponent's down. 1, 2, 3. They just put one arm on their opponent. And Drew won that match. He had his little corner spot. But other than that, this match was very solid. Again, the beginning was pretty boring, as I mentioned earlier. But overall, the ending saved the match from being meh. I'm going to give this also an 8 out of 10. Finally, in the main event, we have the Women's World Title defense by Rhea Ripley over Nia Jax. This match, again, suffers from the predictability thing. Why would Rhea lose? Her whole family's there. But at the same time, Nia Jax's best match and one of Rhea's best? Hot take? This match, there's a lot of physical in it. Nia looked amazing. Easily the best she's looked in her career. She was hitting moves really well. She didn't seem to be injuring Rhea, I hope. And even moves that generally I would think, oh man, I probably hurt her with that. She seemed to just be selling the whole match, and that was good. And as I predicted, this match, I forgot to mention, I predicted this match almost to a T. I said, okay, Rhea's going to win. She's going to do a top rope riptide and win. What did she do? She did a top rope suplex, then a riptide, then won. And as I also said, Nia Jax would dominate most of the match. Nia Jax dominated most of the match. So I guess I just know how to book these kinds of matches. Or I am Triple H, actually. So I do not like Tony Khan. But this match, again, the predictability thing and all, was a very good match between both of them. I'm also going to give this a 7.5. I don't think it's at the quality of the chamber matches. It was really good, and it was nice seeing Rhea have her sentimental Aussie moment. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. You're supposed to go oi, oi, oi. However, wasn't the best match of the night, but it was pretty good. So that's my whole show review. If you want me to go more into depth in this, leave in the comments below. I'll try to respond to them as I can. Go back and watch the predictions video if you want to see what I thought back then. Have a good day, good evening, good night, good morning, good dawn, good dusk, good whatever. This show was quite good, but predictability made it not as good as it should have been. Without context in 10 years, I will love this show way more. And goodbye.